Next up at UFC 268, we have the strawweight women's division rematch. We have Rose Namajunas versus Weili Zhang. Rose 10-4 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. Weili 21-2 overall, also 4-1 in her last 5. And obviously, this is a rematch of their title fight earlier this year. Both women are very good strikers with similar styles. This is Rose's second run as the champion. She lost her belt the first time when she was dumped on her head by Jessica Andrade. Then obviously she won the title back with her spectacular knockout of Weili in April. Rose is a very good fighter. She's very good everywhere. She's definitely the more well-rounded fighter between the two. She has excellent striking, very good wrestling, solid BJJ. She's got great footwork and deceiving power. Rose she's the complete package that just like continues to get ignored. And I am in that camp. She's
the best 10-4 fighter in the entire world. It's crazy that she's 10-4.
It is a good way to word it because she spent half of her career as a journeyman and then half of her career is like, oh, you're one of the best women to do this. It's crazy. And listen, I am in the camp of not appreciating how good Rose actually is. I'll be honest. Weili is also a striker, but more of a boxer than a kickboxer. She's got a low kick she throws out there, but that's about it as far as her feet are concerned. She's coming off that head kick knockout. But before that, she won one of the greatest title defenses in the history of time against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Weili has a ton of power. She's never been taken down in the UFC. She's lost the first matchup with that snapping head kick from Rose that snuck in. And I think this time around, she should be acutely aware of her head movement and hand placement. This is a hard fight to pick. Both women are strikers, but Rose will work in the kicks where Weili will work in the power. It's a rematch, but there isn't a ton to take away from the first one because it was honestly uneventful until the knockout. Almost nothing happened. Then there was a knockout. So there wasn't a ton to take away from it. I'm leaning towards Weili here, honestly. I think she'll make the adjustments. She'll protect her chin. I think she'll push the pace in this fight. I see her being more engaging with Rose and leaning into the power. I see her keeping it out of kicking range, more in the traditional boxing range. And Weili is definitely the more technical, pure boxer. And I see her keeping that in their range. If Rose gets in trouble, she can try to go to a wrestling, but Weili's defense is too good. And I know I just said, I don't appreciate how good Rose is, and she is phenomenal. I just feel like there's just something about Weili and her power and her determination. That last fight, I wish we had more. I wish that happened in the third round, so there was more to break down, more to look at, more to see, and to go from there. So we'll see. What are your thoughts, Jacob?
Yeah, I'm never gonna bet. I'm never gonna bet against Rose again, man. I think she's burned me so many times. I love Rose. She's got great abilities, and I keep betting against her. I'm not doing it anymore. I put a money line bet on her, like a 2-unit bet. I even put a submission win on her too because Weili, leading up to this camp, has been real heavy with Henry Cejudo. I think people in the chat have mentioned it before, or mentioned it as well. So I think she comes in. It's kind of interesting that she switched. I guess she didn't switch all the way, but she's really trying to lay into this wrestling because I think that head kick, I think she was even in that short, the exchange that they had, she notices Rose's length. I think she wants to have that backup plan. I think she comes in, tries to grapple Rose, and she's not a natural grappler. So I think she makes a mistake. Rose is very good in her jiu-jitsu. So I put a submission bet on that. I think if it's striking, I think that you got to go Weili, but I think that there's some grappling in here. I think it's a totally different fight. I think the main event's the same way as well. We'll go to that eventually, but I think it's a totally different fight. But I still think Rose just pulls out, man. She's got that it factor, that big moment factor. She seems to always thrive in these moments, except for you mentioned Andrade, she got dropped on her head. So there was really kind of a tough shot there. But I like Rose in this fight. I have a submission bet on her. I think Weili comes in and tries to grapple, and I think that's a mistake. So I like Rose all the way on this fight.
Yeah, and I'm not going to argue with you. Frankly, I totally understand. people siding with Rose. And frankly, if you're in the Rose camp, hammer the hell out of that line, because you are getting almost even money on the winner of the first fight.
Yeah, it's crazy. The fact that she's an underdog, I got it for -102 is what I bet her at. And the second I saw she was an underdog, I'm like, yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Frank, honestly, if you're on, I'm not on the Rose side. I think it's like, I think it's a very close fight. I think Weili will make the adjustments, stay in Rose's face, stay away from the kicks, stay away from the outside, and just outbox her. And that's where she signs. That's what she's really good at. With that being said, if you're on the Rose side and you think she just knocks out Weili the same way she did last time, then hammer that line. You're almost getting even money. Pounce all over that. $8,200, 8,000, whatever side you're on, you'll get your money's worth in DraftKings, at least.
Yeah, and someone asked what Rose by decision. Rose by points is +285 if you're interested. So,
yeah, it is a tough one to do a prop bet, frankly, because anything can happen. Both these guys can finish the other one. Both of these ladies can finish the other one. Both of them can win out a decision. Anything can happen. Anything. But I think Weili will make the adjustments. I think if we look at a fight like that and we look at the takeaways, Rose, almost nothing happened, landed that snapping head kick, and it worked out really well. And you could say she set that up. She was looking for that, or she just saw an opportunity and took it, right? Weili gets to go back and make adjustments. Weili gets to see, oh, this is what I did wrong, and that's how that kick came in. Rose doesn't have that luxury. There are no adjustments to make. Rose can't say, oh, this is what I did wrong.
And I feel too that Weili, and this sounds stupid, but you mentioned, or I talked about it here with Cejudo, kind of focused on the wrestling. She also shaved her head. Sometimes you can make too many adjustments, right? Sometimes you can go, you feel like you messed up so bad where really it was only one strike. She she misread a kick and caught her in the head. Who's to say how that fight would have played out if she would have just stuck to the game plan? Sometimes you can come in and try to change too much, too fast. You're doing completely different. You get a little too wild. So it's we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. People hammering Rose saying that she's going to win. It's a guarantee, blah, blah. Bet the hell out of it. You're going to get even money. And if you're that confident, be thankful she's not a 3-1 favorite for winning a knockout just a few months ago. Let's move to the monkey knife fight line. I honestly think more and more is the play. I think this fight goes a little longer. Like I said, I think Weili keeps it close. I think they'll be back and forth. They'll go at it. I like the more and more. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see a finish this fight. Maybe I obviously have a submission, kind of through a little bit of a submission bet for Rose because of the maybe sloppy, wrestling by Weili. But I agree. I think this definitely probably goes 4 rounds. And with these girls, that strike line could hit in 3 rounds. So,
yeah, it'll be monkey knife fights. Should be a solid line there. I think they will go at it. Rose had that knockout, but she's not exactly a knockout artist, right? Like that was an opportunity. She took it. It worked out really well for her.
She's precise, right? She doesn't have power. She has precision. Very precise.
Yeah, and she hasn't necessarily built her career off of knockouts. She's just, like you said, great accuracy, very talented. Like, she's very good, and I question why I'm even picking against
Rose,
her. But I am. wewantpicks.com/bets. I've said it a million times. Jump into a promo, make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and I'll go ahead and I'll send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it, I will send it. Plenty of people have already received it. Don't forget, go to wewantpicks.com/bets and make a deposit. We have 3 different betting partners to work with. Grab one, jump in, make a deposit, reach out, let me know after you did, and I will send you $50, however you want it. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All I need from you is your username, screenshot of deposit. I'll get you paid. Thank you very much for the watch. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and claim your free money.